What's up, guys? It's Andrew here, aka Coaster Carnage, and today I am here to do my top 10 least favorite or worst coasters that I've ridden. So I've been to only parks in America. Sadly, I wish I could go to parks out of the country, but just haven't traveled enough. And I've been to quite a few, especially most of the major parks, except for probably Carowinds is really the biggest park that I haven't been to in America. But yeah, so starting us off at number 10 is Goliath at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is their Giovanola, I think that's how you pronounce it, hyper coaster. And this coaster wasn't just a horrible ride, just it really went below my expectations. This was before I was even a coaster enthusiast when I rode this, so I didn't even know what to look for. I just saw that it was tall, it looked fast, and so I had really big expectations for it, and it ended up being pretty disappointing. It was pretty forceless. The MCBR, or mid-course brake run, really ruined it. And yeah, so that's my thoughts there. Number 9 is EXCALIBUR at VALLEYFAIR. So this is at my home park. I mean, this coaster is really not that good. The only reason I ride it is for sentimental value, I guess. And yeah, so I still ride. It's still a fun ride, but it's rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's jerky. It's one of the only aerodynamics not hyper coasters, but hybrid coasters ever built. And yeah, so it's just really not that good. Coming in at number 8 is Mean Streak, coming at Cedar Point. Obviously this ride is not around anymore, and we're most likely going to see RMC Mean Streak. And I say good riddance. I mean, it wasn't the worst coaster in the world, but it was rough, it was forceless, it was a waste of space at such a small, or not small, but packed park like Cedar Point is. And so I just think that they can really use that space a lot better. And yeah. Number 7 is Dragon at Adventureland. This is a Hopkins looper, and I don't know what to say. It's a serious headbanger. Even just there's a little pre-lift section that goes over a river that goes through the park, and even that you're already in headache mode, and then it's just not that good of a ride. It's a drop, 2 loops, 2 helixes, and you're done. It's really short, it's uneventful. The loops are really forceful, which is nice, but it's just so rough. I have a feeling that Adventureland is just really bad at maintaining their rides, because you're gonna see another one of these coasters on the Adventureland coasters on this list, and yeah, so I think they just don't maintain their rides well enough. Coming in at number 6 is Flashback at Six Flags New England. This is the first Vekoma at Six Flags New England to make this list, and it's just like any other boomerang. It's not that good. They're pretty forceful, but they're really unbearingly rough. It's just not a fun experience at all. You'll notice most of the coasters at the top of this list are not bad coaster layouts or anything. They're just really rough and just not enjoyable for anyone. Number 5 is Corkscrew, and so I'm saying this for Corkscrew at Cedar Point and at Valleyfair. So they're both pretty much the same layout, built at a relatively similar time. And so these are just not fun rides, once again. I think they're there a lot because they're just classic coasters. It really is a piece of history at both of these parks. But I think that's the only reason they're keeping them. They are not fun. They're smooth, or they're not smooth, I should say. They're extreme headbangers, and it's just not an enjoyable ride. And then at number 4, we have Mind Eraser at Six Flags New England. the second Vekoma at Six Flags New England on this list. And what can I say? It's Vekoma SLC. What more is there to say? This ride was horrible. Headbanger. I mean, it's a pretty cool layout, but it's just not fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not fun to ride. And yeah. Now we are into our top 3. Number 3 is Vortex at Kings Island. This is it's pretty much a large version of the corkscrew model. It's really rough. It's pretty fast, which doesn't help for the roughness. And it's just old. And I mean, like, I'm not saying that aerodynamics is bad or anything. I love their company. I think it was a revolutionary company in the roller coaster world. But, like, what can you say? It's so old. And so it's like, it's just not that fun. This is the same thing I've been saying this whole time, but it's just too rough. It's too rough. Now, coming in at number 2 is Goliath at Six Flags New England. This is the final Vekoma at Six Flags New England, and let me tell you, it's the roughness of a normal Vekoma boomerang on steroids. This was not fun. It hurt the whole time. I don't know if other giant inverted boomerangs are like this, but oh my gosh, when I came off that, I had a serious headache. And I'm not like a baby. I actually like rough rides a lot. The ones on this list are they're too rough. It just makes it really not fun. And yeah, so that's pretty much sums up what I thought of Goliath. And finally, at the number 1 spot, the worst roller coaster that I have ever ridden is Tornado at Adventureland. This sucked. It is an old wooden roller coaster, out and back style layout. And oh my god. Like, at the bottom of every single dip between the airtime hills, the track, you could see it like there were 1-inch gaps between different track pieces, from top to bottom. It was horrible. It was absolutely positively the worst, roughest roller coaster I've ever ridden by a long shot. The whole time the train was ricketing around the tracks, and this is why I don't think Adventureland maintains their rides well enough, which I hope doesn't happen to Monster, because pretty much it shouldn't be this bad. This is far worse than any other roller coaster I've ridden, and it doesn't even have over-the-shoulder restraints. I was incredibly disappointed by this ride. And yeah, that rounds off my top 10. And what are your guys' least favorite coasters that you've ridden? Did I miss any stupidly? And yeah, okay, follow me and stuff like that. Bye.